So a flare needs to be grown out from the coronet band down. We can't change what's already grown out in the horse's hoof. What's there is there. But what we need to do is encourage the way the new hoof is growing and how it's going to come in. What happens when we rasp the flares away, what we're doing is managing the flare but not actually fixing the root cause of the problem. And because the flare needs to grow from the coronet band down, they need to be managed, not rasped away. That's why the feet look good for 2 or 3 weeks. Then by the time your 6 or 8 week trim cycle comes up, your horse's flare is magically there again. It's because it was never gone in the first place. By rasping that away, what we're actually doing is weakening that entire hoof structure. And the first reason the flare is there in the first place is because it is weak and it's pulling away from the lamina and from the structure of the internal foot. What happens if we had rasped the dorsal wall, you would see that this quarter becomes very sharp. And what ends up happening is that either the flare continues or that quarter will completely crack out and away. So what we want to do is bevel from the underside, and when we bevel from the underside, what we're doing is leaving the integrity of the hoof wall on the outside so it has all that strength to build off of. When we relieve from the underside, some people might call that scooping the quarters or whatever you want to call it, but what it ends up doing is relieving the quarter wall from constant pressure every time the horse puts his foot down. So by doing that, we also then bevel and leave the strongest part of the structure closest to where the separation is occurring in the lamina. So if you want to know more about this topic in particular, as well as a plethora of other horse owner friendly education, check out our Hoof Care for Horse Owners course that you can get on our website at www.primeequine.ca.